I spend a lot of time also helping to pick up the pieces when organisations have leaders who have actually failed in this area, and it happens a lot. In your life, no matter what you do, you can get up each day and you can still be the person that people look up to and listen to. There are people all around you that require your leadership. Being a leader is about so much more than being in charge of people. In the beginning, creativity and innovation and experimentation, well, that's what it's all about. But underpinning all of that is the human side of things. Now, when things are moving really fast and there's a lot at stake, reflecting on your leadership skills might not seem that important, but the message that's emerging from research is really loud and clear, and it is that leadership matters big time, and it's often a deal breaker because weak leadership is felt quickly, and it can be the demise of a great team and great company potential. Being aware of your strengths and weaknesses as a leader. Everyone has them, but it's making the effort to find out what are your weaknesses and develop your leadership skills, because that's going to be an investment in the longevity of your business. Much like business itself, there is no quick fix. There's no magic bullet for leadership, and it's definitely a journey. So you need to be willing to dedicate your time and energy to improving your leadership skills. Think about your ideal employee. What values and behaviours do you want them to have? And make sure that you are displaying those values and behaviours yourself. If you want them to be honest, enthusiastic, customer-focused, if you want them to demonstrate excellence, then make sure that that is what you are doing every day. Make sure that that's what you're doing with your words and actions with every single person that you come into contact with, from your team to your delivery driver. I mean everyone and all the time. Consistency is the key. Your employees look up to you. They will model your behaviour and your values, and believe me, they are watching everything you say and do. Another of my favourite methods for developing your leadership style and skills, and this is what I've done all along in my career in business, is to find someone that you think is an absolutely outstanding leader, someone that has done what you want to do. So observe that person thoughtfully and start to model what they do, how they say things, how they act, how they hold themselves, and model yourself on that. As well as observing, what you need to start doing is doing itself. So that's the only way that you can ever become a great leader. Reading books and absorbing information, that's all great, but the real learning won't actually start to happen until you start doing it. And it's only by jumping in feet first that you're going to learn and navigate your way. So what I'm telling you is just demonstrate leadership where you are right now, and the rest will come. You have to help your team see that anyone can lead from any seat at the table. The other thing I see time and again where leaders fail terribly is when they're not willing to deal with conflict or issues as they arise. I'm telling you, I've seen this firsthand on a daily basis, and I'm the person that cleans up these messes, and I've been doing that for around 20 years. So, it really doesn't matter what you learn. If you can't have difficult conversations with people when they need to happen, then you're never going to be a great leader. And I will absolutely acknowledge it's hard because we're human and most of us hate conflict, and our brains will try to protect us from anything that's going to be uncomfortable or difficult. If you are not addressing the issues that arise early because you think it's going to sort itself out over time, you are absolutely kidding yourself. Things that go unaddressed, they only get worse, not better, and they get harder to deal with the longer that you allow them to go on. So sorry to be the bearer of that news. I know people hate to hear that because it's hard. It's really, really hard. I've had hundreds of conversations, difficult conversations with people over the last 2 decades, either telling them that their performance or their behaviour is unsatisfactory, and sometimes having to tell them that they no longer have a job. And it's really, really hard. And I've had people break down and cry, and sometimes I've cried with them. So it's difficult, but it has to be done, and you just have to do it with good intention and with kindness. Great leadership starts with self-leadership. And I'm going to say that again. Great leadership starts with self-leadership. You need to be accountable, and once you do that, you can easily hold others accountable. There is no one hard and fast rule about which style of leadership is best. But the best advice I have for you is be genuine, Give people a common cause and a vision, and share leadership when it's appropriate to do so. So I want to remind you that every single one of you is already a leader. In your business, your home, your school, your workplace, wherever you might be, leadership is not about how many people you have reporting to you or what position you hold. It's your presence. It's how you make personal connections with people, and it's how you communicate. And finally, guys, leadership is a full-time gig. It is not an add-on to your existing duties. You need to be thinking about it all the time. Great leaders are made out of the seemingly small, insignificant things that you do every day. It might be stopping to have a conversation with a team member. It might be checking in on somebody who you know hasn't quite been themselves lately. It's helping someone with a problem, and it's having a difficult conversation when it needs to be had. So finally, there's no waiting to become a leader. You are already one. So just be the right kind of leader by setting and living the example of what it is that you want people to follow.